What's going on, people? I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm alive. So, welcome back. Month of April, starting strong in the middle of April. So, I want to come to you all, make sure I gave you all my presents. I know you all been missing since March, but the new book, like I highlighted from the last video series that we did, is the 30 Ways in 30 Days to a Better Life by my mentor, Steve Melia. So, this gentleman, I'll just give a little background about him. He's an author, a comedian, a network marketer as well, philanthropist, and actually has a world record breaking baseball fanatic. He actually was able to go experience 162 Yankee games that he attended because that was one of his dreams and goals or passions of a hobby of what he wanted to achieve, and was able to do so with some of the things that he's been accomplishing with our company. He's highly sought after inspirational speaker. He focuses on the power of goal setting and while using his humor to relate to his audiences. So this was in 2016 that he launched the 162 Experience, which is a podcast about success in business, sports, and life with a goal to inspire viewers to live their dreams. So again, this is 30 ways in 30 days to do live a better life. So we're gonna focus on a couple of highlighted points. Yeah, you hear my mom in the background. She's acting like I'm not recording. So the book overall just breaks up into 30 days and it teaches us how to start our day off right. That's the first chapter I do want to highlight for today's video session with you all. Another chapter I'm going to highlight is on day 4, called Let It Go and Go Grow. And then the last one we're going to touch on is about affirmations and how to successfully do them, called Actually I Can, which is from another author called Kelsey Ada Rualdes. So I may have not said her name wrong. So sorry if I did not. Don't charge it to my heart, charge it to my head. But that's day 8. And those are the only ones we're going to cover from days 1 through 10. I'll have another video highlighting the next 3 from day 10 to 20, and then 3 other ones from day 20 to day 30. So this first chapter, it really just kicks off talking about how do you get your day started right. I know a lot of us, may look at TV, or we may necessarily look at our phone or grab the phone, if that's where your alarm is. But a lot of times we grab that phone and never let it go. And that's usually how we start our day. So the author touches on why we don't want to start our day that way. We want to start and break those bad habits of allowing others to influence how our day is going to be dictated or going throughout the rest of the day because of how we started. So one of the things he touches on in his first chapter that I just wanted to highlight is he creates for you to create habits of how to start the day off right, and implements that within this chapter. But he said, he's made the biggest strides of his life in shortest amount of time when he was actually in charge of his day. And so that's solely what the focus is of this book, is being in charge of your day, your life, your week, your month, your year. And he said how we start our day is simply a habit. First, let's talk about breaking the bad habits. So we all know that with modern technology, the phone can control everything we do. It's maybe the biggest habit you're going to be asked to break through this book. It says you can start the day off on your terms or someone else's agenda. Put your phone out of reach when you go to sleep, and like he says, in a different room. Most of us reach for it within seconds of waking up, and we check our not just alarm, but text, emails, and social media. Some of us are addicted to maybe starting the day off, like I mentioned, with TV or radio or the newspaper, or really any communication that's from the outside world. So in order to break that bad habit, we usually have to replace a bad habit with a good habit. So he says we receive no value from accessing this information first thing each day. At the very least, we get a short shot of endorphins that quickly fades. So the first habit he touches on is, writing down 10 to 15 goals in a journal or a spiral notebook of your preference that's designated just for your morning ritual. So you may want to write down, what do you want to be? What do you want to accomplish? What do you want life to be about? Where do you want to go? Or, what do I want to create? So these are some just different categories you could touch on with your goals. They're not limited to this, but health and wellness, spiritual or philanthropic, maybe hobbies and fun, career, finances, just various things that are important to you, and it's things you do want to achieve whether it's in that year or that month or that week. You want to make sure you write at least 10 to 15 goals every day to start off your habit of breaking from looking at other things that can dictate your way you start your day off. Habit 2, he touches on, making sure you can write down at least 5 things, within the last 24 hours that were considered wins. So wins as in WINS. So you could say, for instance, an example, I exercised for an hour, I wrote for 90 minutes if you're writing a book. Maybe you are in business and you have to do sale calls. Maybe you did 10 to 20 sale calls. So those could be wins for you. Or maybe you are staying on track with your personal development. Another habit he has us do for beginning the day off is at least 5 things you write down that you're grateful for. That helps when you're starting your day to focus on what you're grateful for and not focus on what you don't have. Because you'll continue to track what you don't want if that's what you're constantly focused on. And then habit 4 is saying, read aloud either, with emotion, your affirmations. Maybe you have a scripture you do every week that you want to memorize, or a scripture per day that you're memorizing. So that's habit 4. And then habit 5 is reading at least 15 minutes listening to at least 15 minutes of an inspirational or educational podcast or audio. And then also having a good book to read that's at least 10 pages of a good book is the last thing he touches on, because as we know, and I know all of you all who listen into these different video series I do, we know leaders are readers. So the next day that he touches on, day 4, that I wanted to highlight, it says, let it go and go grow. So it's really an assignment that he gives throughout this chapter that I really like, that I'm still implementing myself. And it's talking about, be grateful, like we just touched on in the other chapter. But it's 2 assignments he assigns for that day, this day. And it says the first assignment, he wants you to make a list of people who have shaped your journey. Maybe they were family members, schoolmates, co-workers, mentors, maybe someone else that's been a positive influence or has taught you a lesson. And then he has it where you could take it a step further and not just write that list, but also maybe post a video on social media thanking them and referencing the impact they've had on you, or simply letting them know by writing a note to them. Whatever floats your boat is your preference, but just getting that out to those people who have had a positive influence on you, to let them know you're grateful for their relationship and connection you've had with them in the past or continually have. The other one talks about grudges. It says grudges get worse with age. It says the opposite of being grateful is holding a grudge against someone. There's a reason it's called baggage. Baggage is heavy, it can weigh you down, and you have to carry it everywhere you go. We think we need our baggage, but it's slowing us down and on the road to success. So this second assignment is really a heart-wrenching assignment, because it pushes you and challenges you a little more as a leader and as a person growing. It says part 2 of this assignment is simple. Choose one person you have a grudge against and make the decision to let it go and go grow. It says forgiveness is for you to feel better and move on. It's not for them. Maybe the voice in your head is saying, yeah, but they let it go. Take a deep breath, because you need to ask yourself, is this grudge serving you? I'm not saying that what the other person did is okay, but what I am saying, it isn't going to have a hold on you anymore. So that's what he touches on with those 2 assignments. So this second assignment, he also goes a step further with it, of you taking responsibility for your part in the matter, and knowing how to be able to pick up the phone and call your grudge. Chances are, they won't even answer, so you should prepare your message, is what he says. Or let's say they do answer. In this case, you just say you are sorry for your part of things and do not try to recap what happened or who was to blame. This isn't about right or wrong. So this is for you to feel better. In many situations, the first step is all that is needed to move forward. Whether you want to be friends again or not, of course, isn't important. You will have a huge weight lifted off of you. Let it go, or let go, and be free. So that's just 2 of the days out of the days 1 through 10 so far. And the last one that, like I mentioned, I wanted to touch on is day 8. And in that one, it's about affirmations. We hear them all the time. We hear people recite them. We hear, you can Google about it. Affirmation, just affirming who you want to become or the state you want to be in as a person, what you want to have, how you want to grow is really what affirmations are all about. But what he does in this chapter is touches on someone else who actually is someone he actually really liked, as far as when it comes to how they do the affirmations. So it says, if you think you're new to affirmations, think again. Everyone's constantly affirming things, whether it's out loud or in their head. Things like, I suck at math, I'm just a lucky person, or I can't afford it. Those are all affirmations. So affirmations really are synonymous with self-talk. So to affirm just means to state or assert positively or to maintain as true. Therefore, an affirmation can be anything you say or think to yourself or anyone else for that matter. So it's not about just what you're saying out loud and letting come out of your mouth, but also what you're thinking. It says now, whether or not yours are improving or diminishing, your life is a whole other story. So one of the things he touches on with this author, Kelsey, he says, we can do the fake it till you make it approach. But Kelsey has a book called Actually I Can, The Art of Affirming Yourself to Greatness. And with her affirmations, they do produce some powerful results. I don't have anything against others who have other ways to do the approach for affirmations, but you don't want to get into the moment of doing a fake it till you make it approach with these affirmations because they really won't change things like you're wanting the universe to change it for you when you do these affirmations. So one of the ways we're just going to go over of how, why affirmations work and how to use them. So it says most people think the affirmation in and of itself is what creates change in one's life. It says if I just affirm that I'm in a loving relationship enough times, it will eventually come true, right? Wrong. While there is massive creative power in your words, the real power of affirmation lies in the ability to change or enhance your mood. So the mood is what determines the point of attraction when it comes to law of attraction. Since the law of attraction states like energy alike attracts like energy, and your mood is a direct indicator of your energy in any given moment, the higher or better your mood, the higher or better the point of attraction. In simpler terms, when you feel good, you'll be a match to attracting more feel good things. And when you feel bad, you guessed it, you'll be an energetic match to attracting more things that make you feel bad. So, how would you say a person should, use affirmations successfully? It says there are many fun and easy ways to use affirmations in your daily life, which is the part of the reason why he thinks they're a great tool. Step one, write them down. So I'll give you some examples. So for finances, you could say, I'm working toward a better financial future for me and my family. Or for health, it could be, I'm grateful for my health, or I treat my body with love and care. Relationships, which is another category, could be about, I'm thankful for all the wonderful people in my life. So it says, step two, you want to meditate with them. This is super simple meditation you can use on a daily basis to check off meditation and affirmations from your self-help to-do list at all at once. It looks something like this. So you inhale, I am thankful. Exhale, my life is awesome. Inhale, I love feeling good. Exhale, feeling good is my natural state of well-being. So those were just some examples of how you meditate with the affirmations that you are writing down and reciting out loud. And then step three says spam your life with them. What that means, put them up, put them on sticky notes, throughout your, apartment, house, mirrors, bathrooms, wherever places you are in your home the most. If it's in your car, put it on the, dashboard or your visor, like on the back, not of course blocking the mirror. Maybe near your refrigerator, a computer you're using all the time. So those are some ways you could spam those affirmations throughout your life, as far as making sure you're constantly seeing them. And lastly, it just says a few rules to keep in mind. So it says, in order for your affirmations to work, you want to keep these few very important rules in mind as you start your affirmation journey. Whenever trying to pick an affirmation, use a checklist as a tool to make sure it passes the test as a successful affirmation. The affirmation one has to feel good when you think or say it. Two, it has to be in the present tense as if it's already happening. And three, it has to be about what you do want, not what you don't want. Meaning it's written in the positive, not in the negative. So whether or not you're new to affirmations, what this offer challenges is you to find or create 3 or more you love and start using them on a daily basis. So it don't have to be like, a list of 10 or 15 affirmations. It could be really a simple list of just 2 to 3 that you say out loud on a daily basis. Then you can also pick one of those 3 ways mentioned above to start incorporating them into your daily life. So those are just really 3 of the days out of this 30 ways in 30 days book. So if you don't have it, you can definitely check out this person. You could Google it, it'll pop up. Go to Amazon. Also, he has his own website where he sells the books. So again, this is 30 ways in 30 days to a better life. So I really enjoyed the book when I read it back, I think it was a couple of months ago, going from February to March. So I just wanted to share this with you all, but we'll definitely do another video next week, most likely, on the rest of the book. So with that being said, God bless and see you all over the top. That